Good morning. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur watching this and you're feeling a little overwhelmed with so many things to get done before the end of the year, then you are in for a treat. See, with problem with us entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners is that we have so many balls to keep up in the air all at once. It sometimes feels really overwhelming and it's really hard to keep up. So if you're in that position today and you feel a little bogged down and stuck, then you'll love my beautiful guest today, Liz Bloch. Liz is a life and business coach who's passionate about helping coaches create the life that they deserve. She has an extensive background in program and project management and has a gift for helping her clients simplify, stay focused, and stay out of their own way so they can fast track their results. Please welcome to the show today the beautiful Liz Bloch. Welcome. It's lovely to have you here. Hello.
Oh, it's so good to be here. This is pretty exciting. I was just saying to Elisa in the back, this is pretty cool. I love this out.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Production.
Now I've got questions up on the screen. I didn't realize that I had that. Now I can't get rid of it. I wanted to show a comment. So this is how the show works, ladies and gents. You'll see that if you allow StreamYard to see your comments, I can actually say hi and call you out. So this is Chris from Belgium. Hi. Excuse me. It's lovely to have you here, Chris. Thank you so much. Chris is practicing to be a live streamer, and she's going to be doing that next year as well. So that's really super. We're really pumped to have you here. If anyone who's joining us on the replay, just put #replay. If you have any questions for Liz, we will see that on Facebook and also on YouTube. You just need to put #replay. Make sure that we see that so we can get back to you. Now let's dive in. Liz, you're a coach. What was the first thing that you thought about? Did you wake up in the morning one day when you were 7 and go, "Oh, I want to be a coach"? How does that work?
Because when I was 7, I wanted to be a vet, which probably isn't a good. Yes. So no, not quite. No. How did this work? You alluded to it when you talked about my background. I come out of a corporate background, program and project management, which by default meant I had to run teams of people to create the impossible, because that's what we did. We used to call ourselves as a bunch of mercenaries, new project, new business, new environment every year, religiously. And so what I learned is that a fundamental part of doing project delivery well is your team. And if you can't motivate, inspire, and create change within your team, then you're not going to produce the results that the company is paying you and your team to create for them. And so what I learned over a period of time was I had a natural knack for being able to pick people, to employ them, to be on my project teams, to get the job done. And I also was very good at being able to take on really complicated, quite technical, quite challenging projects, break them down into small bite-sized chunks, make it very simple, and get it done. And so when I used to stop and think to myself, do I really want to be traveling the world for the next 20 years? Do I really want to be in a new city, in a new company doing this? I used to think no, because I actually love horses and I want to ride them. So I had to sit there and think, so what would I do if I could do anything? And I never wanted to be an HR line management person, because I only wanted to work with people who wanted to help themselves, or at least improve themselves. And what I found is there's a lot of people out there, nothing wrong with those people, you're beautiful souls, who just want to punch the clock, get their paycheck and leave. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't really want to manage them. But I do want to manage brilliant people. And like most of us, Tony Robbins hit the scene. I'm not quite as old as Tony, but he hit the scene. And I'm like, what does Tony do? Because he was more than just a motivational speaker. And that's what brought to the world the fact that there was a new profession. It was called coaching. And it was all about helping people navigate this thing called life to improve what they get. And that's how and why I became a coach. So a little bit self-centered, because I wanted to change, but also because I wanted to help people become the best versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And look, I think there's nothing wrong with following that desire, that dream of living a better life. That's what we're all after, all of us.
Yes.
And some
Yeah.
people choose to do that by having a job that's security, in inverted
Yes.
commas, which I don't believe in,
Yes.
but anyway, security. And then they do things, something that they love on the side. I prefer to do something I love all the time. So that's the way I chose it. And I think you've
100%.
actually done the same thing.
Yeah.
Let's just say hello to a few people who have joined us live
Yeah.
because they like to say hello. Hi, we've got the beautiful Ice here is joining us on YouTube. See the little
Hey.
YouTube logo? That means that we can see you and hear you. Thank you so much for joining us on the Voice of Confidence TV and the Freedom Cartoon Network. Hello, it's lovely to see you again. And they're from Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Cairo, Egypt. Fantastic. Oh, have we got more? How many people from the Cartoon Network? Maybe they're a big team. It's nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. It's lovely to see you here. Great. So we're going to go on. Let me just go back to my banner. What happened to the comments? I will take that off for a second. There you go. Let's move on to here. When you're, oh no, I got the wrong one. Sorry. Number one, I'm toggling with all the things. I'm not a techie person. It's hard to do 10 things at once. So number two, what sort of people started to come to you at first, and did that change over time?
It did, and incredibly so, because what I didn't realize that I realize now is that coaching is a really beautiful job to have, and it's a bit of a calling. But in order to be a coach, we have to have clients.
Yeah.
And in order to have clients, we have to run a business.
Yeah.
And in order to run a business, we have to learn skills that no matter how many of them we think we mastered in our corporate environments, if you're like me, that is to say, and came out of corporate into running your own business and didn't have that entrepreneurial drive, because I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. That was never in my language at all, ever. And in fact, if you ask me now, I don't see myself as an entrepreneur, because to me, those people are different to me. Their ideas and visionary, and it's just a different thing. So I didn't realize just how much was involved in building a business so I could get the clients. So initially, I was resistant to carry on and help people program and project manage themselves. So create business plans, create strategy, understand what their businesses stood for, all of those good things. So I went in and started to be a coach that helped people with procrastination and perfectionism. That didn't work so well, because guess who I called in? Perfectionists and procrastinators.
Yes, exactly. What you wish for.
Yes, and nobody explained to me, or I didn't understand at that time, about marketing and how to call people in. And so I then went on a journey, because I'm like, well, that's not working. And then I probably dabbled with 3 or 4 things. And then I ended up helping equestrians, because I love horses. They're all around me. I have them. But then what happened, so I'm taking you on a journey, is that I actually started to miss being involved in business, because it is a passion of mine. I love doing it. I served it. And so here I am now, and who I actually help is coaches, specifically life, business, and sports coaches who have a dream and they're on a mission to help other people build successful lives, no matter what that means, because I think success is unique to each and every one of us. And I support them create their businesses and help them get out of their own way to do so. And the reason I can do that is because I think I've managed to get in my way every step of the way and have taught myself skills to overcome that. So that's how I help now. Yeah.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And I'm really surprised when people don't understand the value of having a coach. I struggled through so many decades of my career without a life coach or a business coach. And like you, I didn't really conceive my 25-year career in show business. I didn't see that as a business. That was where many, many people go wrong. You think that as a creative, that's your job, to show up, get paid, do your thing, la, 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 sing, sing, act, act, go home, get paid. But, when you're running a business for yourself, you might be doing all those beautiful things still, but it's still a business.
Yes.
I'd really dragged my feet a lot doing that. And if you're a business owner out there and you're a sort of a creative and a helper and a healer and a life coach like us, You have to know how to run that business. You just do. You can't help people unless you're running the systems in the background to
100%.
help them efficiently. And that's why we've got something really special for you guys today. We're just saying, hello, we've got somebody else joining us from Vancouver. Nice to see you here. I'm not sure who it is because it doesn't say. And we've got, good morning from the Cartoon Network. And we love you too.
Cartoon Network, love you.
Thank you so much for chiming in. That's so beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's so beautiful. Yes. So now these are all the types of people you help, and you've got some really exciting stuff coming up. So tell me, before we go to the big thing coming up, what's other ways that people normally help you? I mean, sorry, you help them.
Yeah. And so what I do is I work with people over a 6 to 12 month period, because here's the truth of it. When you're creating a business, it's actually, in the coaching world, a personal brand business. And most of us don't stop to think of ourselves as a personal brand. I know for sure I did not.
Bingo.
And if you use that languaging to me, my brain immediately says, but I'm not Kim Kardashian. I'm not. And it would come up with all the personal branding, and all the top models, because they are personal brands as well. Not little old me sitting down here in little old New Zealand. I'm not a personal brand. What on earth is that? And that's the thing. But we are, because we are the coaches, and what we sell is ourselves. Because coaching is selling and selling is coaching. And what we have to understand and realize is that our businesses are always a reflection of where we are at. And in order to build a business, we have to build ourselves first.
Absolutely. It's a huge, huge personal growth journey. Huge.
That's all. To me, honestly, that's all it is, because we get into our heads. If I say to you, you have to go and speak to 5 new people and make offers to help them, your brain, if you're a natural introvert, guilty, and if you're somebody who likes to sort of be a little bit more quieter in the room, your brain's just going to go, but how do I do that? What do I say? How do I talk to them? What am I supposed to do? What? And it's never about the how. It's always about who do I need to be, because it's the growth journey, right? Yeah. And that's my programs. And that is why it's a longer duration than, I see a lot of 6 and 12-week things out there, but we have to rewire our brains. We have to actually come up with a new way of being, so that we can be the person who has a business, who has clients, who makes that impact in the world that we're called to make. And so that's the program in a nutshell, and that's what I offer.
And that's beautiful. It's so important. And you're right. There's a lot of us out there that are introverts. I was just having a conversation with my coach about that yesterday. And I said it was so much easier in the entertainment industry, because as a shy and introverted person myself, naturally, that's my default system. When I was on the stage and doing my show, I'm fine with that. I have no problems in front of 20,000 people, whatever. But when you get off, people know who you are, so they come and have a conversation with you. But if I was by myself and nobody knew who I was, I wouldn't go up to someone and have a conversation, because I'm actually shy. And that was like, that's what the stuck point is for a lot of people, is it's hard to do the first reach out. It's much harder for some people. We've got a ton of comments coming in. So before we move on, let's have a quick say hello. Okay, we've got beautiful Facebook user. Chris has just told me that the other one from Canada is Teacher Paul. He is one of our fellow live streamers as well, and a good colleague of mine. Hi, Teacher Paul. It's nice to see you here. He's English as a second language teacher, and he's saying hello from Vancouver. So nice of you to join us. Thank you so much. Hardballed English show. It's such a great show. So anyone who wants to learn English, you can go and check him out. Oh, he's an introvert too. We've got a whole family of introverts here. Yay. That's awesome. Awesome. So we've got this exciting thing that's coming up, and I want you to tell everybody about how this is going to work. Game Plan 2022. Doesn't that sound weird? 2022.
It does. It does.
It's like we're living in the future.
It's like 8 weeks away. I think it's now even less than 8 weeks away.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 7 weeks away. So the reason I'm doing Game Plan 2022 is because I get so upset when I see people joining these high ticket programs and not making the most of them because they
Yeah.
don't understand what it is they need to know before they join them. And then they label themselves as a failure, or they label themselves as I'll never get this, or I'm not good enough, or it's
Yeah.
okay for other people. And it just breaks my heart, because the reality is that we're all good enough. We're
Yeah.
all capable, and we can all do this.
Listen
Yeah,
up,
it's
guys.
just,
Listen
and
up.
I really, it hurts my soul when I watch people quit on themselves.
Me
And so what
too.
I wanted to do is I wanted to bring together a group of amazing people, including you, my beautiful Elisa, to talk about what it is they do, who it is they help, how they help them, but more specifically, how they build their businesses and what struggles they overcame on that journey. Because again, I think as coaches, we often get marketed to, make 100K in 6 weeks, make 7 figures in a year. Everything's instant. And it's been my experience that, yeah, it's instant for those that have already done the work, that already understand what it takes to build a business, that already
Yeah.
understand and use their brain in a way that they are able to divorce the results and say it doesn't mean anything about me personally. It's just my messaging needs improving. The fact
Right.
that they said no to me on that enrollment call just means I have to figure out how to explain the value of what I do better. And it's just that we need to understand, that we all go through it, and that for most of us, and this is hidden, most take
Yeah.
3 years to get to the point where they're ready to build their businesses.
Wow. Yeah. People think they can do, and this is why people buy all those high ticket programs
Yeah,
that get 7 figures in 6 weeks. I've seen
yeah.
plenty of them. But you're right. You have to have yourself in that correct state and mindset
Yes,
and a place of growth to be able to
yes,
put the time and the work in. It's hard
yes.
work. And it's not for
It-
everybody. It's not for everybody. But what I find is, you're right, Liz, a lot of people just quit way too early. And it's the
yes,
same in the entertainment industry. If you're a young entertainer and you're talented and you've got the goods, but then you get turned down on the first, 5 auditions or whatever, and you go, ugh, I can't do this.
yeah,
I'm not good enough. It's not necessarily true. When you try it once or even 5 times, it's not going to
correct.
be enough. You're going to have to keep showing up, keep
Yeah,
showing up, keep showing
yeah.
up, keep showing up, and then something will give. That's the
Yes,
beauty of
but
keeping showing up.
keep showing up and learn, because
Yes,
we don't want to get into that cycle of the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You show,
yes,
it's like the example I used. You put some copy into the world, it doesn't convert. What do you do? You learn from that. You look at your copy
yes,
and you go, okay, so what bit am I missing? And so
yes,
I'm not bugging those programs who say get to 7 figures in 6 months, because they work. They 100% work. I know they work. I'm a coach in one of them, but only when you're at that point where you can stop making things mean thing about yourself, and you've built that resilience. You've built that, if it doesn't
yes.
work the first time, I'm prepared to try it 16,000 times, because I know it will work.
Right,
And
exactly.
that's
Now,
the thing.
and it's sort of related, but not quite. We have a
Yes.
question here from one of our
Yes.
beautiful viewers here. Hello, Warrior
Wonderful.
Warlord. It's lovely to have you. Fake it till you make it. I love this question. And I would
Yes.
love to have both of us answer this question from our perspective.
Yes.
Does it really work? Now, I have a very strong view on this, so I'd love to hear your view.
Okay, so my view is no, it doesn't work. And I can say that because for me personally, it didn't work. I used to get told this
Yeah.
advice all the time, fake it till
Me
you make
too.
it. Yeah. And I actually thought, as an actress, you were going to say yes. So here's why it
No.
won't work for me, because I have this mantra: my thoughts create my feelings, which create my actions and results. Now, I can't fake how I feel. I can fake what I think in my brain. That's affirmations, right? I love myself. I'm brilliant. My business is flourishing. But if my gut goes, nee, 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 and my brain says you're a liar, then I'm reinforcing a negative thought that I'm having. And so for me, I couldn't fake it till I made it. I actually had to make it to make it. And I had to work
Ooh.
very carefully on what I chose to think, because that impacts how I feel. So that's my answer to that. Lisa?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, and I have a slightly different take on it, but I agree. I was told all through my 20s and early 30s, when I was still suffering from a lot of anxiety and stage
Yes.
fright, even though I'd been on stage for 20 years, you'd think I would have gotten rid of it. But because I didn't do the work enough, I was still suffering from that. So one of my friends who was an extrovert kept on saying to me, "Oh, just fake it till you make it. You'll be right." It's like, well, it feels so disingenuous. You get on stage and then I'm just feeling like on the inside, like I'm dying the entire time. And I cannot wait to get off, because the second I get off, I go, thank God that's over. That's no way to live. I mean, that's no way for a performer to torture herself every single day because I wasn't having the work and the congruency on the inside. I had to work a lot on the inside and build that confidence and self-esteem from the inside. And what we entertainers sometimes do, or extroverts sometimes do, they try to fill up from the outside. They externally validate. They wait for that standing ovation, for someone to say, "Oh, you're wonderful." But you know what? If you don't feel wonderful, the second that person turns around and goes, "You suck," well, you're going to take that on too.
Yes, I totally agree.
You can't fake it till you make it. It doesn't work.
Yeah. And I also think even when you are faking it, your energy changes, because your energy isn't congruent with you're faking it. So I love that. I love what you've said there. And the external validation, I think, as a coach building your own business, that's it's like the vanity metrics. How many people liked my post? How many people commented? Actually, most people in the world do not like and comment. That doesn't mean they're not reading. That doesn't mean they're not digesting. That doesn't mean they're not interested. But if you base your self-worth on that, then unfortunately, eventually, you quit on yourself again, because you're not getting that external validation. So I love that you said that. Yeah, love that.
Yeah, and that's an important point that you raise. If you've got any coaches and entrepreneurs here who are struggling, a little story for you, exactly like that. I saw, this person that I'm going to talk about did not post, did not comment, did not like, but watched me in the shadow.
Yes.
And she watched me for 2 years.
Yes.
And then she suddenly messaged me after 2 years, and she said, "I know I'm never visible on any of your lives or any of your programs and stuff, but I just wanted to tell you that I've been watching you for 2 years. I knew 2 years ago I wanted you to be my coach. I've been saving up and now I'm ready." It's like,
I hear that a lot.
You've got to keep out there.
Yes.
Great.
Because you've got to think about we call them lurkers in my program, but you've got to think about them, because they sometimes need to know with certainty, because it's one of our core human needs, with certainty that you are going to be around. Because right now in the industry, there are a lot of people in the coaching industry, but in 6 months' time, they're gone. And so that's starting to impact it. So you honestly, the more work you do on yourself, the more you show up, the more you serve, and you do that because of the love you have for it, the better, the greater the results you're going to get.
That's exactly right. And Chris is just one last thing I'll put on the screen. Thank you so much for all your beautiful messages today. We really appreciate that. And Chris says, because she's planning to go live streaming, she knows that it helps the algorithms to actually comment and be involved. So that's brilliant, Chris. Thank you so much. And we do appreciate you being here. I love Chris. She's very, very supportive and knows exactly how this sort of scene works. So she'll be in a perfect position to move into that next year. So let's talk about Game Plan 22. How are they going to find this? And tell us a little bit about how that's going to work.
So it's a 5-day boot camp, and there are now 25 brilliant contributors to this boot camp. And essentially how it works is every day over the 5-day period, you're going to get access to 5 interviews, because they are in the interview format, just like this, where you will be able to tune in and listen to experts in a field that you're interested in. So we've got camera presence experts, we've got visibility, we've got marketing, we've got sales, we've got mindset, we've got pricing, we've got money. We've covered it all of the things that you can think about that you need to know in your business. We have somebody talking about it and sharing with you what I think is truly gold, because they're giving you the behind the scenes because of that question, right? How did you get successful? And it's none of the quick get rich schemes. And I think the more we hear that, the better, because that's why I've called it Game Plan 2022, because 2021 is going to be behind us in a very short few weeks. 2022 is ahead of us. Let's make it our best year yet. Let's come into that with a new way of thinking, a new way of being, and some new ideas, because as part of the boot camp, every single contributor has given us a freebie and a lovely gift, a downloadable, which you can keep. Some you will use, some you won't, because we know this, right? Not every freebie, not every downloadable is useful, but the ones that are can change you and change you in an instant. And to find us, you've sort of put it down here on the ticker tape. Just come to www.gameplan2022.com and register, and it's free. It's a free event.
Yeah.
This is my gift. It's all of our gift to you. All 26 of us are giving you this gift because we want you to succeed. We want you to be the version of you.
I love that. And it's going to be really fun. It's going to be 5 days of amazing growth and learning. So I highly recommend that you jump on board. If you just look at, I put it actually in the video, gameplan2022.com. That's correct, isn't it, Liz?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, perfect. So anyone who's ready to do that, just copy and paste that into a browser and jump on board. It's free, right?
Yeah, free.
It's a free 5-day boot camp. I'm going to be talking in one of those days all about being on camera and the voice of leadership. So, and my beautiful assistant Ice has put that underneath the Facebook post in Facebook for you. Fantastic. Great. Oh, thank you so much, Paul. I think that's Paul Duke still. Yes, great. That'd be awesome. Thank you so much.
We appreciate that.
Yep. Fantastic. We really appreciate that. That'd be absolutely awesome. Yeah, share it away. If you're a coach or you know somebody who needs this help, please just share this link and share it far and wide. We would love to see you there, and we'd love to support you getting to your goals and dreams faster.
Absolutely. And just keep believing it will happen. You have to believe it before you can see it, and it will happen.
That's true. Wayne Dyer told us that. Please, can we see the recordings? Oh, that's a really good question. Do you have, are you going to record the 5-day boot camp?
It's all recorded. So you get access to those recordings each day. Yeah, it's a recorded format. It's not live.
Yeah, fantastic. That's really, really good to know.
Yes.
Okay. So we have one more question. Do we have time for one more question? Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. One more. How does an introvert go about getting the attention of a crowd and command respect while being his authentic self? What a beautiful question.
Warrior Warlord, that is a really good question. You're not going to like my answer, I suspect. How does an introvert go about getting attention of the crowd and command respect? By being his authentic self, by being his authentic self.
Bingo.
What I mean by that is you are going to stay in your knowledge of what you do best, and you value yourself, and you know that what you offer, people want to hear. They need to hear it. And then you just tell everybody your truth whilst being authentic, i.e. not faking it till you making it, just being who you are. People want to connect with real people. We don't want to connect with somebody who's wearing a mask. We sense that. I think Elisa and I spoke about it on our interview for Game Plan, actually, how it's energy. 90% of the human communication is nonverbal. By being your authentic self and not pretending to be anything other than your authentic self, that's what gets the attention. That's what creates demand.
Exactly. And when I switched that Warrior Warlord as a performer, as an entertainer, when I stopped trying to be bubbly, trying to be, something that I wasn't, and feeling that incongruency on the inside, everything changed for me. I remember with fondness when I fell into this new way of being, which was just me, when I show up as my highest and best self. I'm
Yes.
confident, I'm inspiring, and I'm
Yes.
playful. Even though I'm an introvert, I can still get out there and have a really good
Yes.
time because I know that somebody in the audience needs it. Somebody
100%.
in the audience is going to be inspired by what we've just done, sung, acted, spoken, whatever that is. I know that I'm helping someone, and I take all the pressure off me because it's not about us as speakers. It's about how we can help other people. So as long as you're
Yes.
standing in that integrity, you will be absolutely fine, and you will get the attention of the crowd, and you will command respect because you love people and you want to
Yes.
help. It's
Yes.
genuine. It's
Yep. And
absolutely
you
genuine.
trust people.
That was
Yeah.
such a great question. Absolutely love
Mm.
it. Now, last little nugget, and then we've got to take off. Last little nugget. Anything you want to leave people with today?
I really want you to understand that despite what everybody tells you, this journey of life is all about what you think. And that is why we have this old cliche, I think, therefore I am. And just because the results you have today are not the ones you love, doesn't mean that's what you're going to have next year or the year after. The power is truly yours. You are 100% responsible for the things you think, and you can change it like that. And my best
Love
wish
that.
for everybody is you do create the life you love,
Yeah.
whatever form it takes.
Yeah. Everyone can do that. There is no
Yeah.
excuse. Everyone.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Just
so
get
glad
some
you
help.
joined me today.
Yeah.
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 Thank you so much, Liz. Your wisdom
Thank
and your
you.
heart is absolutely visible and feelable. That's a word. We can feel that beautiful energy coming from you, which is so lovely. So if you want to join Game Plan 22, this is your chance. It's going to be
Yeah.
lots and lots of fun, lots and lots of learning. I guarantee you'll get a lot out of it. So thank you for being my guest today. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you at Game Plan. We'll see you there.
Exactly. And we forgot to say it starts November 29th to the 3rd of December. I just thought about the dates.
Fantastic. That's next week. It's only 10 days away or something.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very soon.
Awesome. So get your tickets now and get seated and make sure you block out your calendar. It's going to be awesome. Thank you so much. Well, have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
weekend, everybody, and we'll see you at Game Plan 22.